So, you all finally got done with all of Mad Maggie's chores, essentially. Y'all finished your chores. You found Barnabas. You tried to convince Barnabas to go with you, but you weren't quite able to do it. Just not quite. Although you did inspire revolution into their hearts. So maybe something will come of that in ways you might not expect.
Mm-hmm.
Wink. So, alright. I don't need to explain any more. If you need more context than that, then I guess you can look at the video link that I finally put. All of them are on YouTube now. All of them. All of them. So, that's fun. Anyways, so y'all are basically done. And I guess as you all have I'm assuming you all have reconvened to like the center of Fort Knucklebone. Unless I am wrong. Am I wrong? Uh, what exactly are y'all's characters doing now that y'all have basically finished the Maggie chores?
Puddles had left in the middle of the Barnabas talk, even before the revolution talk started, so she's waiting in the middle away from everybody.
I think I had mic issues or something at the time, so I wasn't able to talk. But I think after that, Olga would want to make sure everybody's like fed and ready to go, especially Willie. She would want to make sure Willie has something in his stomach because alcohol pain go ouch.
Aw, Olga.
Hmm. I guess we can have Willie roll a con save just to see if he's gotten over his drunkenness.
Oh boy, okay. Sorry, I was checking my constitution. That's a 10!
That's you hit it on the head, so that I will say that it's enough to at least sort of pass. Although now you have just a little bit of a headache. It was strong alcohol. But your constitution did eventually win out. If not without a very heavy price. So, I guess Willie is just
Willie's just like, blah. Yeah, he's got a hangover. Help this boy. Help this little man.
Making sandwiches for everybody.
Are we doing a long rest then?
If you want to do a long rest before everything, sure. We can say that it has gone to like, it is nighttime in whatever counts as nighttime for Avernus. Maggie has essentially, she's not minding that you're setting up whatever camp in her camp, so she doesn't care. And none of the other denizens seem to mind either. Although you might want to be mindful of the redcaps.
I think the redcaps need to be mindful of Olga. She's eaten worse mushrooms.
Who just spoke?
That is Hobbs.
Hobbs!
Hey, Hobbs. Hey, Hobbs. Hey, big boy.
What you doing?
He's doing it right. You doing it right under the microphone? Did you do that right under our microphone?
He has a lot to say right now.
He does.
He's settling to chill with us.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I guess you all sort of make a bit of a camp, or I guess there is already kind of a campfire of sorts in the center of camp. It's basically just a fire going on in the middle of like a tin tub, essentially. Just a hobo fire, essentially. But it's a fire.
So Puddles should soak, but she doesn't feel comfortable soaking here.
You sure?
If I'm gonna be real,
That's okay. Olga gives her water to drink. I know that's not good enough, but you know, it can't hurt.
I was gonna say, unless you want to face penalties of some kind, you have to dip water on yourself somehow.
For an hour.
So, do you or do you not?
Does Olga give her the water to do that?
Yeah, and she can be like, hey, if you need somewhere to for privacy, I can stand guard for you. I don't mind.
And Poe's like, this'll work fine.
Okay.
She just sits with water just running over her head, still in her clothes.
I like that.
Maybe she takes her hood off. But not her, like, under hat. She's got this, like, underclothing under her hood. She doesn't take that off.
What about Enzo? What has Enzo been doing?
Yeah, there you go. That's Puddles right now.
Enzo has been Enzoing.
Just vibing.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Just vibing.
And just vibing. Helping set up the camp. Probably checking on Willie. You know, making sure he doesn't fucking drunkenly stumble off a cliff and die.
Willie is defiantly, like, he is helping set up camp. He's helping, even though he has a big headache, and he's like grumbling about it the whole time because he hates the big headache.
Bless his little heart.
Olga actually, if he's grumbling and shit, she will give him just a small bundle of, it's like it looks like some rolled up grass, a small bit of rolled up grass like the size of a marble. It's definitely different herbs and plants, and she's like, just here. It doesn't taste very good, but it'll help.
He takes it and he's like, I just eat it.
Yeah, it helps to chew it, but you can just do as little chewing as possible.
Nah, I'm a big boy. I can chew it. And then he starts chewing it, and then he makes a horrible little black face and immediately swallows because he doesn't want to chew it anymore.
She's like, that's good enough. You got a little bit pulped. It's just gonna help your headache. Don't worry. It's not gonna do anything else. It's something I learned on some of my travels.
It's impressive.
Oh, it will be.
It don't taste good.
No, druids aren't very good at figuring out stuff that tastes good, but man, every time I try, the effects don't work as good. So I figure the effects are more important.
He looks like a kicked puppy. He's like,
oh no.
I hate that. Shut up! God.
Oh no. She gives him a pap.
Okay. So as you do this, after she has been done sufficiently, watching the hag, Anais does come to the center of camp eventually as well. And she does approach Willie from behind, and she leans down and is just like, I'm sorry about what's happened with the wine. And it was, how you say, a little irresponsible of me to give you such an amount in such a time that you were in.
That was on me for not having self-control. I appreciate the thought.
Well, I thought that I could make amends to you as an apology for my irresponsibility.
He looks a little curious at that. He kind of tilts his head like, how do you figure?
Well, I have noticed with the way that you hold your sword and the questions that you have asked me, it seems that your desires are that perhaps you may desire to learn what I know, as someone like me would know. Oui?
I, I mean, I was curious. Yeah.
I cannot guarantee that I can teach you the ways that one like Lysander can teach. That, unfortunately, is reserved for those who worship Lysander, or those who may know Lysander more. And she sort of gestures her hand towards puddles. But I suppose the next best thing that I can do for you is I can teach you how to fight like a paladin, no? Or at least how a paladin like me fights.
Yeah. Yeah. And he gets to his, he's like on his feet, like, yeah. That'd be. I mean, if I'm stuck here and we're gonna have to fight a lot, and you know, I'm kind of tired of being a shrimp.
Well, I suppose it would after, and if nothing else, it would not hurt to hone one's skills to be ready for battle if one is needed. The offer is extended to the rest of you as well, though I imagine the rest of you do not need such a thing.
Hey, are you calling me weak?
No, 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 no. Do not misunderstand me, Monsieur Willy. Uh, but the path of the Paladin is not for everyone, no? It is not necessarily to everyone's desires or tastes.
Yeah, but I want to commit. I want to figure this out.
Then let us seal this deal in the way that my homeland does. And she pulls out a coin from her pocket. It is and she gestures it and holds it out. And on the head of the coin, it is pure gold and shows the face of a woman. On the back of the coin, pure obsidian black, with the symbol of antlers on it. And she does a flip. And she flips the coin, lands it on her hands. Oh, looks like this will be a very successful venture for you, Monsieur Willy. And she gets up with a smile, and no, she flipped a coin. But yeah, it landed on heads. All right then. And she gets up. If you do not mind me stealing this little charming fella for just a moment, I believe me and Willie can begin.
Olga.
We will...
Wow. Sorry, what?
Go on ahead.
No, you go.
Nah, Anais is done.
Okay, because I zoned out at one point and was like, Olga was here, right? She was talking to Olga? Okay. She's seemed it's funny, she's actually a little surprised she's being actually acknowledged for once. But she's not gonna say anything. And she just nods and says, go right ahead. Have fun. And she goes back to work.
Merci.
What is she working on?
She's just like making food and like the camp. She helped prepare the campsite and
I see.
doing motherly puttering around.
Aww.
And, after that, Anais guides Willie just a step away from the camp into a more of an open space nearby. And she says, "Alright, let us just start with some exercises." And she pulls out her sword.
Well, it's like, you, this is just sparring, right? I'm not gonna, lose a head.
But of course not, monsieur. And after all, even if this was serious, the coin was in your favor.
Well, he pulls out his long sword. He's kind of bracing it. He always two-hands it for the most part, so he's two-handing it.
No,
He's kind of bracing himself.
no. The one hand. Hand behind your back. Sword in one hand.
It's a long sword. I mean, I'm strong enough to do it one-handed, but and he does. It's a little shaky, but he does.
Oh, then this will build strength. After all, one's hand must always have the strength to hold their weapon, no? In case, you miss the other hand.
Oh god. Sorry, check that. Yeah, no, Willie's like, yeah, got it. And he's nervous, but he has that, like, determination in his eyes, and he's like, you can tell he's, like, hyping himself up to, like, he starts off nervous, and then in his brain he's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna ace this. I'm gonna kick ass. The coin was in my favor. I'm very epic and sexy. So his nervousness just turns into determination.
And Ansel will make it if he could hear it. And, it would and we're in a better mood about that ace. Well, then, let's see. Un, deux, trois, deux, un. Okay, I'm learning French. Trois, deux, un. And she lunges in for an attack.
Oh, Willie's not good at this. He's gonna, like, his immediate thought at being lunged at is like, get out of the fucking way. So he's gonna try to sidestep it, which he feels like he shouldn't be doing. He feels like he should be bracing himself and, like, trying to deflect it. But his immediate instinct is, I gotta go, bye.
So dex check.
Oh, fun. You sure the coin toss was in his favor?
Well.
That was like a 7. So.
So she lunges in, and you try to block it, but her sword, or at least the edge of the sword, is able to the edge of her sword is barely able to touch your cheek. It doesn't cut the skin, but you can feel the edge of that blade right on the side of your cheek.
Yeah, he's stumbling back a bit like, I can do this. He's trying not to be a wimp about this.
Do not worry, everyone's first time is a little shaky, no? Let us
He immediately. I'm sorry. He's immediately like, "Hey, who told you this was my first time? Okay, listen. It."
Nope, Anais is not using a wooden sword.
Neither is Willie.
Neither is Willie. Alright, well, we'll do one more. So this time she's holding out her sword and it's like, come on. It is your turn.
he doesn't want to, like, he's gonna try to think about, like, how do I do this in a way where she will be taken off guard? And I feel like the way he does that is, like, he tries to kind of sidestep where, like, he tries to telegraph with his body that he's gonna be going one direction, but then it ends up going the other direction type of deal. That's just how he thinks it would work.
All right. Let's see. Dex check again against hers. Okay.
Fainting, and I also, again, rolled very low. The odds are not in Willie's favor. That coin's a fucking liar. Cause that's like a 7.
Ah. But she got a 6. So you're barely able to go up against hers. So as you're fainting and you're lunging your sword just as quickly and just as sharp, she's able to kind of block it. Or she's able to kind of take your sword and block it, but, and she's confident that she blocked it completely, but, she does notice that, the tip of the sword is just pointing at her cheek. Very good. You're catching on.
I'm more experienced than you might think.
And you said that the goddess of luck did not look favorably to you. And I guess Willie and Anais continue that. And we can... Well, no, Quinn is not back yet. I guess if Puddles... We can cut back to Puddles and Olga, if either of those two are doing anything.
I don't know, Puddles is sitting there all wet.
Just like a wet frog.
Yeah, I'm not sure what could be said that Olga's doing. She's just kind of, cooking.
I will say, I don't know if we're gonna have a scene of them eating or not. Do you think we'll have a scene of them eating or not?
I mean, I guess this will be until Quinn gets back, and then I can basically just kind of stop it there, and then we can do a scene of eating.
Okay.
I will say she borrowed the decanter for a moment to, use water, probably. That'll be it.
Probably. Puddles just watching her. Puddles is being very quiet, so...
Being very quiet.
Olga is nice to have a quiet is happy to have a quiet moment with Puddles.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Just wanted to be fair.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's see, it's 1-1. Let's see if Willie can get a good 2 out of 3. Alright, so Anais, they've repositioned themselves, take a few steps back. Alright, 3, 2, 1. And she lunges again. Alright, Willie, dex check.
Yay, I got a good roll! That's a 17. Dab, 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 dab.
And 13. So, yep. So you were able to... So for the finale of it, you both actually kind of meet kind of in the middle with your swords. And you're kind of struggling in the middle a little bit there, and it is enough for... the impact was enough for you to actually knock Anais' sword right out of her hand.
Oh.
He's just like, ha ha! Yes! God, I am so sexy. He just like has a little victory pose.
Well, congratulations to you. And she sort of, putting her heels together, she does a graceful bow to you.
Willie does a graceful bow back because it's important to him to not be a shithead about this, even if he's calling himself sexy and doing a victory pose beforehand. He's still grateful.
You'll have to excuse me for not using the practice swords, but in this place, I suppose the closest things to that would be metal pipes, and that would not be much better. And plus, time is of the essence, so I expedited that with the real weapons.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting, wooden swords or anything like that. Part of why I was nervous, but I agreed to it.
And you took to the opportunity quite well.
Yeah, well, I take a lot of things well.
Yeah.
So...
Oui.
Clears his throat. He's like, so, I'd actually been meaning to ask, how did you become a paladin?
How did I become a paladin? Well, I suppose you could say that I grew into the life. Well, let's see. My grandmother was a paladin. My mother was a paladin. My oldest sister was a paladin. And it eventually came to me to continue the line after my sister, unfortunately, fell in the line of duty. Through a great accident. But...
Did you want to be a paladin?
Oh, why, of course. To serve the lady is a great honor in Arabelle, so we all serve her in our ways. And who am I to argue the result of the coin flip, as it were, no? I suppose the coin flip in my case merely just guided me to the life of a paladin.
Guess that makes sense.
Well, let's see. Well, you clearly already know how to fight like a paladin. And I suppose your weapon of choice is going to continue to be the long sword, or are you a sword and board type?
Funnily enough, I used to just fight with a microphone.
Ah. That is right. You are the entertainer.
Yeah, he takes his hat off, reaches in, pulls out the big microphone cane.
I suppose you will be quite more flexible than most, I suppose.
Oh, I'm real flexible. It's part of being a toon.
I knew it. I knew people would react like this.
I can even put my feet behind my head.
I do not know where that would ever come in use, although perhaps I'm being too narrow-minded.
Oh, you have no idea, babe. Sorry, he immediately responded with that.
Okay, I will admit, I gave that to you on a silver platter with that one.
He looks a little like sad for a moment. Like he doesn't look completely miserable, but he has like that little flash of like aw, after the laughter kind of dies down.
Let me see. Well, I suppose the next logical step would be to teach you how to focus one's faith through a symbol. Do you happen to have such a symbol for Lysander?
Not a permanent one yet. This was kind of a very sudden dedication, but I can make one.
That is true. Well, there is that. Or well, you are not the only worshipper of Lysander that has come through these lands, seeking glory to see if they can defeat some mighty pit fiend to impress whichever subsect of church they are in. I suppose if you are not above taking the symbol of another, you could look through the remains of a fallen one, I suppose.
He was gonna protest, but he thinks about it and he's like, he's thinking specifically kind of like how Enzo thinks of like, they had like, it is respectful in a way almost to like continue making use of what someone has left behind. And he feels like it's specifically okay because it would be another follower if he did that.
I suppose.
Like, it's not fair for some stranger, but if it's like another follower of Lathander, he feels like, to a degree, it's like, okay, they might be okay with like sharing what they have.
There is also one thing that I remember being in here in Avernus. It was during the time before Zariel fell to devilhood, as it were. It is said that one of those followers was, in fact, a paladin. And that particular paladin wielded a great and mighty sword in the name of Lysander, or I suppose one of the higher holy gods. It's called the something Avenger. Holy Avenger. They say that in these lands, that very sword still exists. It is a great many a paladin has quested to find and retrieve this sword, to return it to its rightful place. Or perhaps to use it as it was intended to be, no?
That would be something, wouldn't it?
It is a fairy tale, and there is no proof, as it were, that it exists here in Avernus, but I suppose I have seen stranger things here. Perhaps these stories are in fact true. And who knows, maybe as the mighty avatar of Lysander. How dare you? I do not have a Netflix account. I am a Hulu woman. How dare you? Sorry. Anais accidentally broke meta. Anyways, so anyways, perhaps as the mighty avatar of Lysander, maybe it was you who was destined to find it, no?
Well, I don't believe in destiny, but well, it is a neat thought.
actually been playing that song too this week. That's weird.
Okay. So anyways, I guess we will call it. So, Annie's gets up and is like, "Come, I suppose the one called Olga is done with the meal. We mustn't keep them waiting for too long."
Oh, yum! Yeah, Willie's excited. He loves Olga's cooking.
And we better hurry, or I suppose the one called Enzo will think I have chopped off your head.
Would he? And he like looks at Anais like, you think he doesn't like you?
I will admit I did not exactly make the best first impression. And I suppose because of that he is a little cautious around someone as I. It is
Oh, that's not fair. Everyone makes a bad first impression sometimes. You're great.
well, thank you for the compliment, but I will not force it with Enzo. It is understandable, no? Those of the Lotus Bloom, after all, by their very occupation, have to be very, very cautious around those they are with.
That's true. He's, the wise, monkly type. Real shapely, though. What?
Yeah, I will not.
I mean, yeah. He's like, anyway. And he's... Sorry. Oh, God. He was like, anyway, let's food. And he's so ready. He's so ready for food.
If Enzo wants to make a perception check to see if he exactly heard the murmurings of what Anais said.
I wanna.
The second Willie comes over, if you hear it, I feel like Enzo's gonna be like, so I'm shapely. And Willie's gonna fucking kill him.
Hold on. What's my fucking perception? Hey.
So what did you roll?
Does an 18 hear it?
It does. With the 18, although it was basically down to like a whisper or a murmur, you did in fact hear most of the tail end of that conversation. Like basically all through, like Anais basically saying, we better hurry or else Enzo might suspect I chopped off his head. And to the end. So you heard all of that.
I think Enzo will wait until like Willie comes near him, I guess. Like if food is ready or something. They're both getting food. Yep. That's okay though.
Yes.
And then when Willie is next to him, Enzo looks down at him and grins and says, "So, when you say shapely, I assume you mean something, attractive. Like, triangular shape, I guess. I'm not getting out of shape, am I?" And he pats his
Willie
tummy, looks down at him like.
Willie looks at him and he's blushing and he's like, "You better not be playing with me right now, Mr. Big Tits, Beautiful Hips."
I laughed a little like, ooh, I haven't heard that one before. Well, not for a while, at least.
Surprising. Were I not a taken man, but alas, I am, and my heart belongs to a man with even bigger tits than yours.
Enzo like puts a hand to his forehead and sighs wistfully. Understandable. You do have good taste. In another life, maybe. Winks at him.
Willie winks back,
Can I
and
roll
he's
to
got like a
see-
playful grin now.
Okay, what are you saying, honey?
Can I roll to see if Puddles hears any of this?
You mean the conversation that Willie and Enzo are having?
Yes.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, aren't they right fucking
Well,
there?
Actually, I was gonna say, yeah, they're right fucking there.
You're
So,
right fucking there.
Yeah, I
Puddles
don't
is not-
think Enzo's being too secretive about it because he is just fucking with Willie.
well, unless Puddles
Yeah.
is like,
She's not gotten up to get food. She's actually still in the same spot.
okay,
That's
so
valid.
you can roll.
Oh wait, I thought Puddles was near Olga.
Yeah, but she didn't get up to get food. So I guess, is that close enough though, you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't need to roll, or?
yeah, we can just roll for funsies.
Okay. Let's see if she's paying attention.
Yep.
She is not paying attention.
Nope.
Water is clogging up her ears.
Yeah, you're basically kind of just doing that out of the shower thing where you're just like banging the side of your ears, getting water out of your ear.
Let them have this moment
So,
without a jealous
most-
frog.
The most you're ever hearing is like just mumbled big tits. Perhaps in another life.
She immediately assumes they're talking about something scandalous, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to hear this."
They
They're
are.
talking
A
about
little.
Olga.
They're talking about Olga.
I mean, for all Puddles knows, sure.
Right. It's not the first time.
Willie's just like, oh, what did I do to get blessed with a whole party of hot people?
Well, as it stands now, you could probably ask.
I might.
Yeah. Perhaps the Lady of Luck smiles on you more than just a coin flip, huh?
Oh.
Are you sure you're a worshipper of Lysander and not that of the lady?
I promise. Listen, Lathander and I, we got a thing going. He's my main guy. And he's also very shapely. I mean, what's he doing with hips like those?
I suppose in
Leaving
some
them out for other men to grab? That's pretty gay.
I suppose in some depictions of him, yeah, I suppose so. So what is exactly on the menu today?
What did Olga make? What did Olga make?
I kept thinking, oh man, it'd be so good. It's probably just involves like more stew, a different kind of stew though. This one probably more plant based. Like, I don't know, kind of like my sister made a kale stew recently and it was really good. So she probably made something like that. Who could blame her? It's much easier to make stews in this place. She doesn't have much to work with other than what she brought.
Yeah.
So Olga just made a stew?
Yeah, lots of mushrooms and plants and shit. Yeah, mushroom stew. There you go.
Yummy.
Let me see. I do not want to start taking anything without contributing anything of my own. She kind of digs into her own little side pack that she kind of has. I'm afraid this is not much, but no. She just holds out a candy bar. It's this wrapped little. It's this wrapped, very elegant-looking piece of candy, and she starts unwrapping it, and she starts taking off pieces of it, and handing a small piece of it to each of you.
Mm.
This isn't wine or cheese.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, Olga takes a piece. She's like, oh, thank you. And she's like, just so you know, not everybody needs to contribute. I think I'm the. She kind of like taps her chin. She's like, am I the only one who's done the feeding here around here? I don't mind.
I know my place as the guest. I would not want to take of your resources without contributing something of my own. But please, I must warn you though. Agabellan chocolate is quite strong.
Strong?
It is very sweet.
Oh hell yeah! He's immediately. He likes sweets.
And indeed,
He loves sweets. He's gonna have it.
And indeed, much to just as Anais said, it is a very, very sweet chocolate. The sweetest you have ever tasted.
Oh holy moly!
And you do notice that, before just chucking it into your mouth, it does have a very elegant, very intricate logo of a pea on it. And, she takes the wrapper of the chocolate and puts it back into her. She saves the rest for later. Wait. Is it okay for amphibians to eat chocolate?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I've already made quite the. I already made one meal for part today. I would rather not do it a second time.
Wait, what is she saying?
I already made one meal for Pa today. I would rather not do it a second time.
Because she gave Willie alcohol when he did not eat alcohol.
Oh.
More specifically, an infinite amount of alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Puddles isn't very happy. She did not get drunk to drown her sorrows. So.
Kisses you. It's okay.
So she's not really eating or anything.
So Puddles is not eating?
Nope.
Oh, you think Olga's gonna let that slide? Hold on.
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry, I missed it.
So Puddles is not eating.
No, she's not gonna let that slide. After now, she's not gonna make a big deal in front of everybody, but afterward, as she's putting things away, she pointedly will place some stew in front of her. There isn't a lot, shouldn't pile it on, but pointedly place it in front of her.
And Puddles kind of looks at it and kind of scoots it away from herself and is like, you shouldn't waste this on me right now.
What do you mean by waste?
I'm not hungry.
While we're here, this isn't really about hunger so much as currency. Your body's probably going to need this energy if we're going to keep going. So, it doesn't have to be a lot, but I do suggest you put something in you. You don't even have to eat the whole thing.
She gives Olga an unhappy look, uh, pulls down her mask, takes the bowl, gives it one little sip, and then puts it back down.
She does not look pleased, but with nothing else to say to her, she will start packing the rest away, including her bowl.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
I feel bad that my character is sad.
Don't feel bad.
You don't need to feel bad.
Everybody else is so happy.
Oh, look.
Olga's not actually in a good mood.
Oh, sorry, Olga.
Like, and it's not Portal's fault. Like, she's been
We
kind
are
of
all in hell.
Yeah.
yeah.
I will admit, Willie's only in a good mood because he's like actively trying not to think about the thing that it was upsetting him, and also he got very drunk.
Right.
Enzo also isn't necessarily in a good mood.
He's just really good at, like, kind of not showing his stuff.
He is, and he is also recognizing that, like, Puddles and Willie in particular are sensitive right now based on whatever the fuck happened in there. He probably, like, noticed if she was not eating, it probably would not have been hard for any of them to notice, but especially him. And knowing how Olga is, he was probably also, like, if Olga doesn't do anything, he would have checked on her. But since he was certain Olga would have, I'm certain he probably is, like, aware of that and kind of, like, directed Anais and Willie away if they were not going away already, so that she could privately be confronted, quote unquote, about that in a more private setting. He is aware this is not a good time for fucking anybody. But, like, also just in general, like, even if everyone was very fucking happy, like, you don't have to apologize for your character not being happy. Okay. It's fine. It's character stuff.
It is, yeah. She's unhappy. She's good at hiding from her feelings when they're being active. When they're being idle, it just all kind of came tumbling. Basically, she had no way to distract herself anymore.
Okie dokie.
Oh, I actually thought of something that Olga could kind of.
What do you want her to do?
It's not a big thing. I think if it's okay, I can extend that scene just a little bit more, where after she's putting away her stuff. As she kind of is, she packed away the stuff. She wasn't talking, but then she pulls out when everything's cleaned up. She pulls out a deck of cards she has, and places it down and sits in front of Puddles, and she's like, "Do you know any games?"
Let me roll. That's a 1. She knows no games, so she just shakes her head.
You want to play a simple one with me? I'll teach you.
Okay.
And she probably just it's probably just fucking fantasy goldfish. So she pretty much she isn't gonna make Puddles talk about it or anything. So she's just gonna play a couple games with her. That's kind of basically the scene.
That's cute. That does help. If they're playing a game and it's a new game and she's trying to figure it out, and it's like all these new rules, even if it's a simple game, since she knows no games, uh, she becomes very focused on it. And gets that sort of old determined look back to her face, and like the weird shadow that hangs over her has kind of ebbed a little bit as she tries to play.
We should see how well they do. We should roll to see how well they do. She's probably gonna play like 2 or 3 games.
Okay.
Roll sleight of hand.
Olga's not gonna go easy on her. She's gonna kick her ass if she ends up kicking her ass. No, she'll beat the shit out of a sad frog and go fish.
Heck yeah.
Roll sleight of hand.
Where is sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. Okay, hang on.
That's a +3 for me. 8, 9, 10, 11.
Finish her.
Shit, I couldn't find my sleight of hand for some reason. I got 16.
Okay.
You smoke her.
Yep.
And Olga does play it up a little, like, huh, like the kind of smug, and like as she is shuffling the cards, it'd be like, do you want to play again?
And Puddles is a little puffed up. She's like, I'll do better next time.
Her smile gets bigger. It's like, that's what I like to hear. And she deals the cards, and they do another round of fucking Go Fish, the high octane game. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Fantasy Goldfish.
Oh, I'm rolling really low right now. That's a 5.
I rolled lower, but I still beat you. I got 12.
Ah! She's still like gripping her head. This game is so hard!
Olga was like, you just gotta get the hang of it. It gets real easier the more you play. Want to try one more?
One more.
Oh.
7, 8.
I rolled a 5.
So she wins, and she's like, I don't know how the game works, but I'm going to just say, without any knowledge of the rules, she grabs the card that allows her to win and shoves it in Olga's face, like, ha! Ha! I got you!
Olga? Oh my god, okay, and she even could she's trying really hard not to laugh. She's delighted by this is so perfect. I'm so glad we ended up rolling these rolls.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you sure did. You won, fair and square.
Okay, so there is a known D&D card game, actually.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Prophet's Gambit. I know it's technically a Strahd thing, but it's the only one that it's the only card game I know that exists in D&D that has a name.
Well,
I figured she wasn't gonna tell her a complicated game. That's why I picked Go Fish.
Yeah. I mean, that's Prophet's Gambit is a little bit more complicated than that, but I mean, yeah, it's basically kind of that. It's one of those games. But yeah, you can just say you played that and you won. You won the second one. Now, for the last...
is holding on to that victory card and strutting around proudly.
Okay, so last round.
Oh wait, I will need that card back.
So last round of Prophet's Gambit. Let's see who wins.
We're doing another one? We don't want to end with a victory for Puddles?
Well, it's 2.
Wait, no, we already did 3.
We already did 3.
Oh, okay.
Like, Olga technically won the majority, but Puddles won the final one, and that's enough for her.
Okay.
Yeah, Olga's not even gonna bring up that she technically won, considering 2 out of 3. Not gonna bring that up at all.
No, don't do
very
it.
happy.
She's so happy right now.
She still is gonna demand her card back.
And Puddles unhappily gives it, and then gives Olga a sheepish look, and is like, "Did you throw away the leftovers?"
I did not. I just set it aside. Did you want it?
And just in that moment, perfectly, her stomach growls really loud.
Olga takes takes his stuff back out. She had placed it in like a flask, but she pours it back into the bowl from earlier, and she hands it over to her. She's very pleased now.
And Puddles gives Olga a very sincere smile as she takes it, and she gives the soup a sip and holds on to it this time, and it gives her just. She just says, "Thanks."
Anytime, and she's very happy. She's all smiley. She kind of just she's not gonna stare at her while she eats. She trusts that she's gonna eat as much as she needs, and she's not gonna hover over her. Just go clean up the bowls or some shit.
Yeah, Puddle starts kind of busying with trying to help with some of the chores now too, while eating.
She's not gonna. So Olga's not going to like actually demand she leaves, but she is gonna like do that gentle like no it's okay. You know how some like grandparents can be. It's like no go sit, and then like, but if you do help, they're not gonna like yell at you.
Right. Yeah, Puddles just
So, yeah.
keeps saying, "No, I'm helping. I'm helping."
I love these two.
Olga, Puddle spotting moment.
Yeah, that's a much better ending scene than
Oh,
before.
so
I was like,
much
oh,
better.
cards.
It
Because
doesn't.
like she literally, this is something I wrote down like when I first made her. She does carry around a deck of cards with her.
Aww, she has all the best stuff.
I just wanted her to carry around a lot of little eclectic things. I was like, what would I shove into a purse without thinking about it? Like be like, oh, I might need this, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her.
Thank you, my little frog is cheered up now.
Yay! Also, don't apologize for your side characters.
Sorry.
No!
No. No.
Help, guys, he's hitting me
With 2 fingers.
with 2 fingers.
Anywho, so unless anyone else has any ideas or things they want to play out, we can go to the bedtime.
Is it bedtime?
I guess it's bedtime. So as you all are basically you basically all kind of took out your knapsacks and began sleeping.
Puddles tends to sleep in her bathtub? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's whatever you want to do. So you're sleeping in your bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what if she slept in like water and stuff? She would get her hour soak and then some.
That's what she usually does. She sleeps in water.
Yep.
So she's doing that some more, just out of habit. She's
Yep.
more comfortable sleeping in water.
Yep. You've already tied up the tub to like a makeshift horse post, I guess, just to kind of keep it there.
Mm-hmm. Let it graze, quote unquote.
Wow. Whatever counts for the moving bathtub. I guess just vibe.
She gives it lots of pets and sweet nothings before she settles in it.
I'm sure if the tub were sentient, it would acknowledge
She was told it was pseudo-sentient.
it. Pseudo. So I guess it's like when you pet a cow, I guess.
Yeah.
Hold on, cows are sentient.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they're actually very curious and cuddly
I
sometimes.
actually pictured it about as intelligent as a cow.
Yeah, I think the kind of word you might be looking for is pseudo-sapient.
sapient. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I think that's the one that is like human-esque intelligence.
Yeah, sapient is the is where you're having like self-reflective thoughts and like higher
Sentient is
communication
just
skills.
living.
being alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
sentience is I know I exist and I feel things.
All right.
We go. Sentience is I exist and I feel things. Sapience is why do I exist and why do I feel things?
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Fair enough.
Hee hee.
Fair enough.
That's smart.
Anyways. So as you all are asleep, Anais Anais gets up and walks off to some other edge of the yard, I guess.
Oh no!
For the record, Olga doesn't sleep.
Oh, that's true.
So at what point would she have done this?
Probably when Anais believes everyone is at least heavily asleep. Or
Yeah,
I guess
Olga just
or I guess in Olga's case, heavily meditating.
yeah, she does not sleep, she does meditate. So like I'm not saying there's 100% chance her noticing, but
I mean, if you want to know, roll a perception.
yeah, I want at least a chance.
Sure.
Heh heh heh. Heh 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 heh
How much?
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Okay, dirty 20. Okay. So,
Filthy little d.
so as you... Alright, Olga.
Sorry.
It's okay. So as Anais gets up, and she is trying to be silent about it, but I guess not silent enough, as you do in fact see Anais get up and walk off to some other side of the yard.
Olga, she isn't going to say anything, but I think she will. She's such a nosy bitch. She's going to attempt to just kind of follow at a distance, to peek at that. What's going on?
So you see her as she continues to walk off to the other side of the yard. She opens the front gate and she steps out. And she keeps a distance away from the gate. If you're going to follow her, I'm going to need you to make a stealth check.
In my sleep, I use a key point to guess the passive penetrates.
No.
Oh my God.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Oh man.
Hey, if the rest of you wanted that, you should have rolled. But you didn't.
I think it's fun that it's Olga because she doesn't sleep. Oh,
I
oh
agree.
cackling.
Another filthy 20.
Oh my god!
I love you.
So,
Oh, dear.
yep. So throughout the entire thing, Anais does not notice she has been followed.
I mean, she's keeping her distance, so like if it helps, she's probably not going to hear anything that happens. Probably, I don't know. We'll say she's being super fucking careful.
So, you kind of stay back by the gates, kind of peeking out in the opening that Anais kind of left. And, she walks a bit of a distance, just sort of out in front. And all you see from her is she kind of extends her arm out, kind of like how a falconer kind of extends their hand out. And she kind of just waits there for a moment. Until eventually the sound of like whirling gears and turning sort of can be heard kind of descending from on high. And then eventually you see what looks to be a mechanical bird land on her arm. So she takes the mechanical bird. So she takes the mechanical, well, it's specifically an owl. It's specifically a mechanical owl. So she takes the mechanical owl, and she seems to pick something from it. As she's kinda, but she's picking something from the owl. Like she digs into a small compartment in its chest, and she pulls out a small note. which she then kind of slips into her jacket. And, she gives the owl a pat. And the owl kind of takes that and, then turns its head and then turns the rest of its body as it then flies off.
Olga is ready to move quickly back towards camp if she sees Anais turned back towards the place.
Well, you see her, after the owl is sufficiently a distance away, she does turn around and make her way back.
Okay, yeah, she's booked. She's heading back. She
Stealth.
figures it's alright. They have the gate between them.
Stealth.
They got the gate.
Would it be stealth with an advantage?
Stealth with advantage because she does have cover.
Oh, thank goodness, because this time I did not roll a filthy 20. Oh, now I rolled a 9, I guess 21. I was gonna say 19, but 21. So okay, thank God for that advantage.
Yep. So you do as you see Anais turn back. You quickly make your way. Just make your way back. And, yep, Anais is none the wiser that she had been followed. As far as Anais knows, Olga has not moved from her meditation spot. And Anais sees as such when she returns back to the center of the yard. As she goes back into her sack and, into her little sleeping patch and just sort of continues on with her sleep. So it is the next morning. You all are basically woken up with the loud crowings of. It's like a rooster, but it's like the rooster is choking and just screaming it. So it's quite the sudden noise to hear all of a sudden, but that gets you all up.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, ugh!
There's
Anais
a lot of
is
splashing around in the tub.
Yep, just spazzing, puddle spazzes. And then after you all are rudely woken up, you hear Maggie in the distance, just sort of like, "Oh, sorry about that. Old Crackers over there never knows when to shut up at the reasonable hours. You'll have to forgive him."
Olga's there already finishing making breakfast for everybody because she only has to meditate for 4 hours anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not only does she not sleep, she doesn't have to do the equivalent for nearly as long.
Olga is the best mom.
She really is.
Man, actually, yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's a really good quality to have for somebody with way too many kids.
Right?
Can't sleep, too much shit to do.
What's for breakfast?
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
Biscuits and jam, and she was toasting some I was gonna say breads and biscuits material that she had stored somehow because magic. Hell yeah, she has biscuits and jam. So a simple breakfast.
Puddles hops over, properly clothed but very soaking wet.
She greets her and she's like, I'm does when she sleeps, does she just kind of keep the decanter with her, or does she give it back after filling up her tub?
She gives it back. It's a tub.
Okay.
You can just store the water.
Yeah, alright, okay. Then yeah, she tells her, good morning. And she hands her a biscuit and then points out the jam. She has I don't know, 3 or 4 jams, maybe 8.
So many jams.
She has this knack for having food, and you're like, where did it come from? And she's like, I'll never tell.
Puddles is staring at all the options. and then it has a moment of, I must try them all, and starts just putting glob after glob on her one biscuit.
Oh no, Olga will allow this. In fact, she probably gives her a tip on how to make sure it doesn't fall off. Like,
Oh, thank you. Her biscuit
He's
is
like,
wet
"No, you
now,
got-
so she
no,
needs
make-
help.
she's like, hey, spread it a little thinner. That way you can get more on there without it spilling over.
Okay. Puddles is like working hard to follow the instructions.
Listen, if she's gonna try them all, Olga may as well help her figure out how.
Yeah. Olga is now Puddles' mom.
You've fallen for her trap.
Oh.
Get adopted, scrub.
I want to shake that
Doggy.
dog's jowls.
That dog looks like bread.
Kinda does. Zangief.
Zangief.
Good boy.
What a good name.
Anais takes a biscuit.
I totally interrupted the flow because of Zangief. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're fine. But Anais takes a biscuit for herself, and she kind of digs into her little sack again, and she pulls out a cloth that has been kind of bundled up into like a little bag. She unwraps the little cloth, and you see a little yellow cube that she begins to break apart a little bit. And starts putting it into the biscuit like a sandwich.
Oh my god, it's fucking cheese.
The cheese!
That French cheese.
Can I roll a perception to see if Puddles smells what it is?
C'est the omelette du fromage.
Oh, if only Olga made eggs, but I'm committed to the biscuits.
What is perception? Is
There.
that 3?
Mm-hmm.
3,
Plus what?
8, 9. It's just a 9.
It's just a 9. Nah, you don't notice.
She's back to her normal self. I want her to be a little gremlin, but not today.
I mean, not unless anyone else wants to do that perception to point that out.
I don't think Olga doesn't mind. People can customize their biscuits as they please.
I mean, Willie's enjoying his biscuit. He gets up, he takes a biscuit, and he's just like, nice. He's a little sleepy still. He's still waking up. The biscuit's gotta help him wake up.
Aw.
If any of them are like, oh man, which one do I choose? She'll literally just point out, be like, this one's one of my faves.
I think
I'll
Enzo
just point out
would
what
do
she
that.
thinks they'll like. Oh, sorry, what?
I said I think Enzo would do that. Just be like, how am I meant to choose
And
from
Puddles-
all these wonderful options?
Puddles says through a mouthful of biscuit, they're really good together.
Olga will actually, like, after watching Puddles do that, she actually, like, takes another biscuit for herself, and she starts doing that, carefully stacking them all.
I mean, yeah, if that seems to be the trend and there's enough, Enzo will too. Like, alright, that's the recommendation.
Oh,
Takes
I don't
a
want to
lot
be
of
the
work to
odd man
dedicate
out. Come here.
it's like when you go to the soda machine and you just put every drink in.
I did that once.
It's the vine! It's the vine! Fuck you.
I did that once. God, this was before Vine too, but I did that once, and I managed to make them mix so perfect that it tasted like nothing.
Whoa.
God.
Canceled each other
I was-
out.
Whoa.
I was so disappointed. I was like, well, I guess. I had my sister try it, and she was like, oh, wow, it tastes like nothing.
Oh, mon dieu.
And not like water either.
Huh.
So defined.
Well, I hope you all like the crazy biscuits. Everyone's following. Oh, so divine.
It's like that scene in Ratatouille where Remy's eating like the little ingredients separately, but then he has them both at once, and it's like, whoa, flavor explosion!
Heck yeah.
I mean, they're all jams, so they probably would just work well together anyway. So
Be very fruity.
it's like the fruit punch of jams with all them mixed together.
Yeah.
Well, as you all are.
This jam is as fruity as I am!
So as you all are continuing your meal, you see sort of hobbling towards you, Mad Maggie, and walking next to her is a kind of what looks to be like a treasure chest with hands, just sort of using the hands as walking, as it's sort of following behind her a little bit. And when she stops, when she's close enough to y'all, the chest sort of plops down and just sort of waits next to her. Pardon me for interrupting, dearies. But I have noticed that you all have cleaned up this yard quite nicely, and well, I am a woman of my word. And for the extra work that you've given me, especially after all that I've done, I figure that it's only right to give you your just reward. Now, aside from the vehicle, of which, after all the work you little pretties have done, you're more than welcome to pick whichever vehicle in the yard you want.
Yes.
But, aside from that, I figured, since you all decided to go the extra mile for that sort of initiative, that gumption, should be rewarded with just a little bit extra. First of all, a little bit of something from my own coffers. She digs into her robe, and she holds out 3 silver discs. 3 very familiar silver discs. You'll be needing these for your trip. And she sort of looks around and... I'm sorry, which one of you has deemed yourself the one to carry the burden?
Oh no.
Recognizing what they are, Enzo will hold out his hand for them.
For the record, Olga can carry 2 more without it negatively affecting her.
And how much can Enzo carry?
Well, what is the
So let's see. Let me just do this.
It's 3, and then it's your Constitution modifier decides it.
Just want to be sure.
Oh, I thought I went straight to Constitution modifier.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Let's see. Yep, it is. Any non-evil creature can carry any number of coins equal to or less than its Constitution modifier without penalty.
Okay, I can carry 1 more, then I guess. Unless I'm evil, maybe I can carry all 3. Ooh.
Well, start doing some evil shit to your first coin and maybe you'll flip. Gosh.
I mean... Derm, you can decide if what Enzo's doing to that first coin is evil or not.
Well, that's going to be decided completely on Enzo if he is or isn't. But as far as I know, his alignment still is considered good.
I guess.
So
he can have 1 more.
Yep. So she's, you see Maggie sort of swerve around and is just sort of like, almost like she's kind of, taking a whiff of each of you.
Fucking on her Heelys,
Yep.
running around.
She's almost, it's that fake gliding step sort of thing. Let's see. I'd imagine the tall one here can only carry about one.
Enzo, because Enzo doesn't, know the mechanic, I think he'll raise an eyebrow and say, "Now, Miss Maggie, I know I don't look like I bench press that much, but I wouldn't think those coins are so heavy."
Do you now?
Is there a reason they would be?
Well, not if you're excuse me, I got my own tongue tied. Well, I guess I suppose that depends on how pure your heart really is. It is quite the heavy burden to carry these. If your heart be pure and kind.
I think he grins a little and says, "Sounds like it's right up a Lotus Monk's alley." And he will hold out his hand to to continue taking them, because in his mind he's just hearing, "Yes, you have to carry all of them. If anyone wants to take them, by the way, feel free."
Olga,
Just
like I
knowing
said,
Enzo's mindset.
she can carry 2 more, but I don't think Olga's gonna think to herself, "Well, I can carry 2 more, so I get." She's.
And as you guys were trying to resolve this,
Oh no!
Oh wait, what are the consequences for carrying one
so
of them?
as you all are just judging
Okay,
this,
I really don't think
can I
they'd
roll? Can I roll?
think
roll?
like.
Okay, so I was gonna say, as you all are arguing this,
Because Puddles isn't arguing.
Oh, yeah. Neither is Olga.
or
I only got a 4. Help me.
Yeah, this is more just like us talking out of character how to do this.
Okay,
but
sorry.
like in character,
Yeah.
probably it seems like only Enzo is offering, and only he is really. He doesn't know the mechanics, obviously, so he doesn't know the consequences.
Them and then suffers.
Okay. So you see, before Maggie has the chance to drop the coins, you see a silvered hand pluck 2 out of her hand and put them in their pocket.
Was that Anais?
Yep. She plucks 2 and stuffs them into her pocket.
How many is she carrying now? How many did she have before?
That makes 5 for her. I've kept count. She already has 3 according to Maggie, and now she has 2 more. And because of that, and because of what, Maggie just said, Enzo, looks at her.
Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, wait, no, you know what? Let Enzo say his piece.
He doesn't give her too hostile a look or anything, but he does. It is a look of judgment, you sure were swift about that. And he says,
One.
he'll say, guess somebody else had some objections.
Only that, to be fair. And she pulls one of the coins out. She literally, she kind of takes it in her hand and flicks it. She flicks the coin and she flicks it to Puddles' direction.
Should I roll to catch it?
Yep.
What am I rolling for that?
I guess Dex save, or sleight of hand.
17 plus 3, so that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, so you see Anais flick one of the coins to you, and, you grab it.
What does it feel like? This is her first soul coin.
So you do feel, yep, it is a heavy coin. And you look at it, and it is kind of whispering a bit.
Can she hear anything?
I guess you would have to use a charge.
Do I have to use a charge? I love the idea of role-playing to work with these coins. I don't want to suck up their life force.
Okay, well, I will say that without having a straight conversation with the thing, you hear sort of like the murmurs of like, it wasn't part of the deal. It wasn't part of the deal. You told us. You told us to just put him in the house. You told us to just put him in the house. All we had to do was set him up. All we had to do was just set him up.
Puddles is staring at this coin. This first soul coin she's ever held. I told you guys not to give her a soul coin.
To be fair, we didn't.
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She bites her lip and she holds it almost like in a caressing, comforting way. Like she's trying to sort of protect it like you would around a small creature.
One person should not hold these burdens. It is only fair that we all share in them, no?
Enzo squints a little and says, certainly, that'd be fair if the other people in the group consented to that. And that doesn't change the fact that, well, I'm not that great at math, but pretty sure you're still holding on to 4.
As the old woman said, we all are aware of the burden of these coins. I have my strength to hold these coins, and you have yours. If you wish to accuse me of something, you at best have better evidence than that. No, she didn't notice she fucked up. It was more just like she plucked them, made sure that both of them were in the pocket first, then flicked one of them.
I wonder if she had a specific one that she just, like, gave us on purpose. Like, if she knows who's in these coins.
You would have to notice her using a charge.
Notice her using a charge.
Well, if it's one of the 3 that she had already had for a while, then she would. It's possible she already knew that because that's what Tree is saying, because she took the 2 that Maggie gave her, put them in, and then took one out of her pocket,
which is a very suspiciously specific way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. But what Enzo says. Says, I'm not really accusing you of anything. Just noticing that you are quite hasty and, frankly, quite inconsiderate of those around you. Don't really think it's necessarily accusing when it's facts.
Willie's gonna chime in like, hey now, she hasn't been that bad.
Oh no.
Enzo glances to Willie, and it's like there's a mathematical equation going on in his head for a second. But then he just shrugs and says, to each their own opinion. However, my point still stands. And he kind of like, he gestures to Puddles. If Puddles wanted to carry that burden, Puddles would have asked. But she didn't. He looks back to Anais. You put that burden on her. That is the fact of the situation. And it is not a fact that shines quite a bright light on you right now.
Hey now.
Well,
Yeah, Willie's stepping forward.
if Puddles wishes...
He's like getting between them. He does not want them to fight. He's in between them. He's like, no, hold on.
Enzo looks at Willie and says, show me the moment that Puddles asked to carry a coin.
I'm not saying she ain't wrong for doing that. But a lot of the things that she has done that you seem to have taken issue with are things where she's been having good intent and just not thought it through entirely. That's not the same as malicious intent. Hell, I'd even argue that for this.
Intent does not negate consequence. Oh,
Kind of scoffs and looks away at that, like, fine. Argue all you want, then.
Oh no, the bros.
Well, if you all are done squabbling and wanting to bite each other's head off with that, let's see what other things that Granny has for you. And, she scrounges around a bit more. Let's see, the next thing is... Let's see, which one of you... Well, let's see, how many of each of you have a silver weapon of choice to use?
Wait, was there a last coin for Olga to take?
Yeah, you said there were 3 coins, right?
Yep,
That's
okay.
Insto took the other one.
Oh wait, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
Kisses you.
Yep. So, yeah, Maggie's asking, which one of you happens to be missing a golden weapon of some sort? Or, sorry, a silver weapon of some sort.
Missing one?
Or, sorry, which one of you doesn't have a silver weapon?
Seems to be lacking. Lacking a silver weapon.
Sorry.
I think wasn't the one that Alexander gave her a silver one?
But
Hang
you
on.
don't have silver arrows or silver bolts.
I do, actually.
Oh.
I have 20 of them.
Oh, cool.
Do you have 2 silver arrows? I used some.
Oh, of course, darling. Here. And the chest that was following her kind of opens its mouth. You see a sharp row of teeth and a tongue just sort of come out. And she sort of, with a squick, just sort of digs her hand into the chest. And pulls it out, and still kind of gooey from being inside the chest, you do see, like, 10 silver arrows in her hand.
Oh, 10.
And, she hands over the 10 silver arrows to you. Here you go, little one.
Luckily, her hand is gloved, so she cannot feel the squickiness. And she just sort of... You can tell she's very uncomfortable around Maggie still, and she's, like, grimacing, like, wincing a little bit, like, not comfortable getting close to her, but she does, like, nod a thank you as she takes them.
Let's see now. As well, I'll be supplying whichever buggy you choose with rations, of course. Rations for my own supply. But along with that, I think that with the extra work you've been doing, let me see what goodies Granny's got. And she just digs her hands more as you hear sort of a choke sound come out of the chest, like a... And she's just sort of digging. And she starts pulling out this cloth. Come on now, you damned thing, spit it out! And, finally just sort of spit it out, and she just sort of whacks it. Let's see. To you, the lizard.
Who, me?
She throws over the cloak.
Enzo will catch it.
Now this little thing. I won this particular little pretty from one of me games, but this one was from a vampire fellow. Very dramatic, the vampire type. But this cloak, if I remember correctly from what he told me, it's called the Cloak of the Bat. With this, you'll be able to fly with it. To fly, and you'll also be able to see through dim light and darkness. And while you're in that darkness, you'll also be able to do what it is that bats do, as it were. So, yeah. Yep, she handed you Cloak of the Bat.
There's so many things bats can do.
So above board, this is what the...
I'm bad. I googled it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You bugs and scream. Yeah.
Yeah, right? You could eat like 1,000,000 mosquitoes in a night.
No turning into a bat at all, just teeny bugs.
So he has the Cloak of the Bat.
Wow, that's so cool.
I think for now he's not gonna put it on, but he will just kind of like ooh, like at her description, and he'll like fold it and say, "Your generosity is much appreciated, Miss Maggie."
Well, it's about time that someone recognizes that. Oh, but let's see. Let's see. And she walks over to Olga. Let's see. For you, little miss. And she kind of...
It's Christmas!
I think...
I want to hear Enzo say this.
I think you might benefit. Yeah, Maggie and her, like... I think you might benefit from this little thing. And she digs her hands into the chest again, pulls it out, and she pulls out a golden necklace, which at the end of it is which at the bottom of it is a pendant of a golden skull with purple eyes.
Ooh. Olga actually bats her eyelashes and let her like, oh, I didn't. I'm surprised you even thought to get me anything.
Well, you can just consider this me returning a favor to the summer court.
Oh, I'm glad to benefit from that.
This little tricky fella is the Medallion of Thoughts. Now, it's got 3 little charges in it, little missy. 3 charges. But with it, you'll be able to dig into the brain mess of people, as it were. See what they're thinking on the inside. So, don't have too much fun with that, as it were.
Olga puts it on, and she puts it on like she puts it on, looks at the others, like doing that little middle finger touch to it, where hand wrist tilted towards her. So I was like, "What do you think?"
You're gorgeous. I mean, you're always gorgeous, but you know what I mean.
Puddles
Hee-hoo.
claps.
Absolutely stunning, as always.
Now, let's see, for the little froggy.
Puddle stops clapping.
Oh,
Ah, yes, you're... I can smell the clean waters of Eldoth on you. But let's see, for someone like you...
Puddles is a little bit shorter than she was before she started being talked to.
Let's see. And just digs around. Ah, yes, this old thing. Pulled it from some sort of cleric of Palor, I think it was. His stupid dead body was found just outside of me gates. It tried to pick a fight with me little skull. It was funny to see his corpse turn into dust.
Oh.
But his necklace was the only thing that survived from it. And she pulls out this little necklace. A necklace that looks like this. You can all look it up. It's called the Necklace of Prayer Beads.
Okay.
Specifically, she holds up the beads. Now, there be 6 types of beads on this. Each of these little beads has a little spell inside of it. If I remember from your dumb little cleric book, I think one of them is the one you would call Bless. The other is the one you would call Cure Wounds. Then Greater Restoration. Then something called a Branding Smite. Something called Planar Ally. And then the last one, Windwalk. So, have fun with that.
Puddles is actually looking sad as she takes it and studies it, even though it's quite pretty. And she's like, thanks.
Oh, don't mention it, darling. Consider it a thank you for quite the fun time.
Puddles is again even smaller than she was before.
Let's see. And for you, and she looks down at Willie. Oh, you gave me quite the biggest banquet, didn't you? For someone who...
Yeah, eat it up.
Oh, well, now you're just not really making it fun. Fine. I'll get to the meat and potatoes of it, as it were. So let's see, for someone who I guess has the desires to be a paladin. We'll see how well that lasts for you. But for someone who wants to be a paladin, let's see, what can I do? What can old Maggie do for... And she's just digging through, like... For a paladin. Well, it seems the beads were all that I had for paladins.
Oh.
But you're a music-y type, aren't you?
Yeah, it's my main thing. I sing. I sing very well.
Right. How good are you at the mandolin?
Ooh, lets out a gay little ooh.
All right. Then you can have this. And she pulls out the Kenneth mandolin. I'll go ahead and just spell it. If you want to look that up later. Let's see. Did I spell that right? No, I did not spell that right. That's what I get for holding a book and doing typing.
You want me to hold the book?
No, I'm good.
Do you think I have a moment to use the restroom?
Yeah. After I give up this last item, I'll go ahead and just do breaks. So the Kenneth mandolin. There you go. So let's see if I remember this from the bard that I also took this from. This little fella can cast the spell. Let's see. Cure wounds, dispel magic, and something called the protection from energy. But specifically from the lightning kind. So, there you go. And let's see, I think this thing also does psychic damage when you play it.
Ooh. He is happy to have a little mandolin. He likes the mandolin.
So, have fun with that. And let's see, I think that's each of you. Each of you got something from old Granny Maggie. Alright. Alright, be on your way then. And she kicks the chest and it sort of grumbles like... And it sort of gets up with its hands and just sort of walks away. Or sort of hobbles away with its arms. Mimics, what can I say? They're grumpy little fellas. But let's see. The only thing I have else for you is to... Well, just a bit of a warning about some of the warlords that you might end up encountering a bit while you're out there. I would suggest that you man whichever weapons you end up getting real quick. With whichever vehicle you end up deciding to pick. Because I'd imagine, with the heavy load of coins that you lot have in your possession, they're going to be after you right quick. Let's see. Avoid the man in the pinstripe suit. And also, beware of the maiden with the umbrella. That's all. Have fun out in the wastes with ya. Yes. Well, she said, beware the one with the umbrella and beware the one with the pinstripe suit.
His expressions were great as he said that, by the way.
Anyways, so break time, because my honey needs to use the facilities.
Yes, sorry. I will hurry.
Yep.
Kisses you, take
It's time for me, baby.
Anyways, I hope you all have fun with your new toys that Maggie gave you.
I will have to look into that.
Dermis, who is the maiden with the umbrella? Dermis!
Or is it once per day, or...
Hmm?
The necklace, is it a one-time charge for each thing, or is it multiple uses, or...
Let's see. Let me just quickly...
I'm gonna pee while
I know exactly how it works. I love this fucking thing so much.
I think it's each bead recharges, I think. Or
It is so every bead has one charge per day. So as Dermis has given it to you with the 6 beads on it, you can use each of those spells once per day, and then they will reset the next long rest. Every single one of them. You will be able to use all those spells. That is 6 free spells for you. And Windwalk, as a side note, my favorite fucking spell ever. At least in another campaign where like transportation is a little more important. Well, transportation is still very important here. There's enough of this here. Anyway, Windwalk, you can cast it on up to 10 willing participants. They will become air, become wind for 8 hours total, and can switch between that form. It takes a minute to do it, so it's not good in a fight. But like, for 8 fucking hours, you can be wind, and you move at like 300 feet per second, or per 6 seconds. So like, it's really fucking good.
You might have to repeat all of that because I think Honey just like went to...
Oh god.
But,
I did not realize she had left.
Sorry.
It is okay.
Okay. But yeah, so I think I might have given... That's quite the boon to Puddles.
I will say
Gee, I wonder why your wife gets
I wonder
the...
why your wife is the most OP item.
Probably because eventually you'll have to face the most OP person.
Understandable. Have a nice day. I will say in the other campaign that I'm in, where I got it, what my DM did was they first rolled for how many beads were on there, so my total was 4, and then they rolled for what spell each bead had. So I ended up with 2 cure wounds, a bless, and a windwalk.
Yeah, see, I just decided to be easier about it for time and just say...
That's valid. Hey, listen, it's your campaign. You run it how you want. I love it. I love this fucking item. I am biased. Hold on. I have my version drawn because I love it. Avernus.
Oh yeah, because this is for your cleric.
Yes, it's prayer beats of Celine.
Yeah. So yeah, you all are. It is technically a rare item, so technically this should be balanced for a party of above level 7. So I am keeping to that. Hopefully, it won't come back to bite me in the bottom.
It is still only once per day.
Yeah.
I think it is mainly. I haven't used Planar Ally, so I can't speak for that one. But it's mainly like Windwalk that could end up a little OP. However, you cannot use it in battle because you have to, in order to do it, to switch between forms, you have to stand still and do nothing for a full minute. And in game, that would be at 6 rounds per second. That'd be a lot of rounds.
Yeah. So it's really
that's 10 rounds.
So it'd really only be useful out of battle.
Yeah, it's more useful out of battle, but very good for sneaking. Very good for getting across any distance. Pretty good for sneaking around because you are literally just air or just wind. That is it. However, you can't like communicate with each other because you are wind. You cannot see the other wind. So it has its ups and downs. But I'm biased and I love it. It's my favorite. I use it like every fucking day in campaign. So, Enzo and Anais.
And so and Anais. Yep.
I think they'll be besties by the end of this. I think it's possible. It's probably fine.
Yep.
Unless she's evil and betrays us all.
I guess you'll have to see. I guess that's going to depend on if Olga bothers to say anything about what she saw.
Yeah, Olga, make Enzo trust Anais less.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yaru also went to use bathroom.
Everyone stop pissing. Actually, keep pissing because I also need to BRB.
Alrighty. But to answer your question, Del, you don't know the person of the umbrella, but you might know the one in the pinstripe suit.
Fear!
Because the one in the pinstripe suit is one that's not from the book. The one with the umbrella is from the book.
I see. I was very scared for a second. Because I was like, it's a detail that I didn't think I told you about someone from Willie's backstory, but someone from Willie's backstory, like, uses an umbrella a lot, and I didn't tell you that, so my brain was like, he can't know! That's not it! Don't be scared!
Are you still using the restroom, baby? No. I was just wondering.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Soaking. I'll come as soon as it's done.
Alrighty. And now I am in this on my own. Ba-do-boo.
Okay, back.
Hello.
Come on. Did Tree come back?
No, she is,
Oh.
Calvin made it messy, and she is cleaning up the messy real quick.
Oh no, Calvin!
Yep.
Sweet boy.
Yep.
Also, Dermis,
Yes.
because you said, oh, the man with an umbrella and the... Or no, wait, the man with a pinstripe suit and the woman with an umbrella. And we were supposed to know who that is, or at least Del knows who that is. I don't know.
No.
I'm stupid.
Well, Del assumed that the one with the umbrella was someone from of their menagerie, but she is not. She is from the book.
Valid. But because there was a level of like assumed knowing who it is, my mind was immediately like, are Farida and Aloth here?
No. With this one, I'm trying to resist using too many people from my own menagerie.
That's very valid, and I do think is a good call.
If if I have to use someone from anyone's menagerie, I would rather take it from the players' menagerie, since that's more fun for my players rather than me indulging in my own fun. My own fun should come from my players having fun.
That's valid. It just made me laugh in my head because I was like, how many times do I have to do this lesson, old man?
No. Well, and besides, I'm saving Aloth and Farida for the Spelljammer campaign that I'm thinking of.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's going to be a mostly homebrew Spelljammer campaign where y'all get to see the ruins of the Jalarian Empire. And, like, the actual ruins of their dead civilization. Because the Jalarians, up until that point, are in that continuity of Spelljammer, I guess, they're a near extinct species.
Interessante.
Anyways, so you missed quite a bit of gushing from Quinn about the prayer beads and what they do.
They look good. I looked them up. I don't remember what spells were on them.
So you get one of each. I gave you 6 beads, and they each do one of each.
Okay.
So you get 1 charge of each of those spells once a day. So
that sounds very nice.
So as Quinn aptly put, they are basically free spells without using a spell slot.
Once a day free spells. I like that. Puddles is sad, but she'll probably learn to appreciate them.
Yeah.
Kisses, Puddles. You're so valid. Get over it. This is the best item in the campaign.
I'm excited. Look, I understand to be excited.
Well, I mean, if you were to look at the beads pretty well just like... Although she claims it was taken from Pelor, like it was a Pelorian cleric who took it. If you were to look on it, you do see that there are actually many different symbols of many gods on the beads.
Huh.
These beads seem to be like sort of a catch-all for any sort of god. And if you were to look, on it,
I'll get some water.
you do see Eldoth's bead as well.
Oh, which one's Eldoth? That one's special.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds. Of course, it's cure wounds.
Also, holds tree. Windwalk is the best spell ever.
And Quinn is now... Sorry, she has her headphones off for just a moment. She'll put them back on.
No.
Sorry,
They're back on. It's water. Don't worry about it.
No, you're good.
Anyways, so go ahead and gush about Windwalk to her then.
So anyway, takes tree to the side. Windwalk is the best spell ever because using it, you can turn up to... It might be 8 people, not 10. But you can turn a certain amount of people into wind.
What?
Yes, and they'll turn into wind, and we can switch between that form. It takes a full minute to do so. So it is, and you can't do anything else. So it is not good for like combat or anything.
Okay.
Anything like that, but like for traveling, it's very good because also when you turn into wind, you get your speed becomes 300 feet per round. There's 300 feet. Yes, that is 300 feet per 6 seconds. And this spell lasts for 8 hours. It
Fast
lasts...
travel ever. We don't need a car. Why are we
Exactly.
getting a car?
Honestly, we don't need a car. We don't. We can get by on our own with this. Because all the fucking shit. And Tree, you can use this every single fucking day.
Yeah.
Every single day that people
saw
recharge.
That.
She
She has to wear it for a day though before she can start using it.
Yep, she has to.
Also, we can only use it once a day if she only has the one. So like,
It lasts 8 hours.
It's still nice to have the car. Yeah. But like, what if I don't know? Just like, it's still nice to have a car. Damn it, let Olga do donuts. Damn it.
Yeah, no, you're right. We should take the car. I absolutely think we should take the car.
I love Slowburn. She's got to figure out how useful this thing is.
Yeah.
And also,
We're at the end of the campaign. She's like, "Oh, hey guys, I figured it out."
And also, we can't like see each other and communicate while we're wind. So like it has its ups and downs. However, its ups pretty damn fucking high. It is my favorite spell to use in my other campaign. I use it every goddamn day. For one reason or another, to like run around the fucking island that we're on. It's my favorite.
Sounds amazing.
I was hearing you gush about it because I have my Bluetooth headphones. Then they died, and I was like, I guess break's over. So I came back.
All right. Yeah, I think everyone's had their potty break. So yeah, you all.
Are we all back?
I think so. Let's do a, because Dell came back.
I don't think I heard Dell talking.
No, Dell posted.
Dell sent a link, but I don't know if Dell's back.
Yo.
Oh my
okay.
god.
Hello, Dell.
I looked at it and I didn't even notice who sent it. Sorry.
It's okay.
Wow. Wow. You don't notice. Wait, before we start, Yaru, I forgot to ask how I think I saw that like Archie Book Club kind of got canceled that one day. So, are you good for just like next week, like this week, coming up week, this next day that we just do what we were gonna do last week, but this week?
Yeah, we kind of. So it turns out nobody was really feeling great that day. Like one of them was like, okay, this actually works out, and the other, and there were things. Even I wasn't super feeling it, so it actually really worked out. I know that sucks. That I don't know what happened, but I know it sucks. But it still kind of like worked out for the Archie Book Club anyway. So
I'm glad. I'm glad. I felt really bad because I was like, God damn it, family bullshit is fucking.
Yeah, no, I figured normally you would not just leave that suddenly. I figured it was absolutely a very important.
It was. I won't bore you with the details, but it's been a time. Fortunately, it's all settling down, so like next week should be good. Like it's settled down enough that I managed to come to D&D today. Like if things were as bad as they were the day that we had RG Book Club, I would not be in D&D right now.
You know what? I didn't even think about that, but that's true.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to ask, I kept wanting to ask, but I didn't want to hound you, so I was just
No, it's not hounding to ask. It's I appreciate the curiosity. TLDR, it's just like a lot of instability about who is going to stay where and what in regards to parental issues, and a lot of stress because of it.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that, so
yeah.
I really hope. Oh, also, I keep fucking forgetting. I don't want to like stop the game from happening for too much longer, but I just want to say, if you, I can't help you monetarily, but if you do a post on Twitter, I kept meaning to ask or like look if you did, but if you do one, I will reblog it, like or retweet it.
Thank you, gamer.
Yeah, because like
I might do some. I've been planning on doing some adoptables, so if you retweet those.
Yeah, I just need to remember to go on Twitter more.
Twitter.com.
Bird.
Oh god, it's 8 p.m.
Oh.
Wow.
Alright. You ready?
Are you okay with still going if it's 8?
Yeah, I am. I guess the question is how much longer? Because I know that dinner will be happening.
Well, we're at 2 hours.
Yeah, and we did start a little later. I don't want to end the session, but like, I don't know how much longer I can go without being interrupted. Is the
At maximum, I can go ahead and just stop it at like 7:30 or something. I can hard just stop there. 7:30 my time.
Oh, that's about in about half an hour for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So roughly a half hour.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm good with that.
I think that'll at least give us time to like officially get the fuck out of Maggie's place.
Right?
Yeah, I was about to say, we could literally just get the fuck out and then end there. Like, oh, and onward we go. It's like the end of a Pokemon episode. Like, what will they encounter next? Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Anyways, get that head out of my yard!
The sooner we move on, the sooner we can get to level 10 faster.
However, we get out of the fucking yard right now.
Level 10? Aren't we like level 7 right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be level 10, because I'm immune to poison.
Quinn and I have been,
and Puddles can't kiss. And
Yeah,
they can't
they
kiss
can
you.
hold hands!
Look, Puddles has never held hands before. That's gonna be crazy for her.
Yeah, so we're like, pack up your shit, we're getting out.
Anyways,
I want Enzo to be level 10 right now, actually. Dermis, I'm holding you at gunpoint.
well, then I guess you better run up to the nearest
A hill. I'm running up the hill.
Run up the hill.
Run
You
it
gotta
up.
run up
That hill!
Oh yeah, which one is grabbing and which one is Olga driving because Olga knows how to drive?
So that comes to the thing. So Maggie basically told you that you can pick from any one of like the vehicles that she said. Or I guess if you all just decide to use a devil's ride, she's willing to give out a devil's ride for each of you. Those are like the motorcycles. But
Ooh.
yeah. But aside from those, she's more than happy to give you one of the bigger vehicles, which is the Demon Grinder and the Scavenger for your party. So yeah, or the Tormentor if you want. So it says here, yeah, the Tormentor basically kind of handles like a dune buggy. It's basically just a big old dune buggy. Doesn't really... It only has a single harpoon weapon, and that's about it. But the Demon Grinder that you saw, it's that big fucking thing. So a Demon Grinder is a big... Yeah, it's bulky armored coach that rumbles loudly as it crashes into obstacles and enemies in its path with the help of the swinging wrecking ball. The iron jaws that are mounted in the front of the vehicle, which handle like a garbage truck. So it's basically just a giant fucking plow vehicle. And I'll go ahead and just... I think if you were to scroll up in the chat, I think I already showed like images of those before. So I can just
My masculinity demands the Demon Grinder.
Olga runs up to that one. She gestures. She's like, "You want to take this one, guys?"
The masculine urge to say yes, absolutely, and then the non-binary urge to say yes, absolutely, and the feminine rational urge to say, isn't that a little big? I don't know.
Would we know how to use it?
Oh, I'm sure we know how to use it. I'm real good at plowing.
So, okay. Dermis, as a question, are there different fuel requirements for all three of these methods, like including the motorcycle ones? I assume the motorcycle one is 4 separate things to, like, take stock of fuel-wise, yeah?
So, yeah, but they all take the same fuel.
They all take the same fuel, but that's still 4 things. So automatically, I would say motorcycles are out.
Yep.
But for the Dune Buggy and the Dune Grinder, what's their miles per gallon looking like? Like,
That doesn't sound very masculine.
excuse me, that's the most masculine thing I've ever fucking said. Who fixed these cars? Who fixed these cars? Pretty sure it was me, ladies. So yeah, it's okay. Yeah, let me take care of this.
Oh my gosh.
I love you so much.
I also forgot. Here is the Scavenger, which is the other one I forgot.
Ooh.
The Scavenger.
So the Scavenger handles like a small bus, and is used to shift through the battlefield debris for for scrap metal and other materials for scavenging. So it's basically just it's a vehicle that's basically just meant to pick up scrap, essentially. With a big
I don't
old
think
club.
we need a small bus one.
So yeah, y'all are looking for the demon grinder.
I want to know though if
Miles per
one of
gallon?
them will take more fuel than the others, because I know these take
Mhm.
soul coins as fuel.
Okay.
So it's like if we take the demon grinder, but in 2 minutes we're gonna have to pop in 5 coins. I don't know how good it is compared to the other one.
So okay, so it says. So at least from what the book is telling me, which and by the way, aside from the soul coins, you will also need demonic ichor, which is also, it's basically just kind of like, it's your oil change. It's the oil for these machines. These things literally use demon ichor as oil. So
Maggie not gonna give us a car with a clean
I
oil
was-
change? Like, damn.
I was joking to myself that it takes demon blood, and well, here we are.
Here we are.
here we are. Well, I guess you shouldn't have joked, huh? I guess you shouldn't have joked. So at least from what it says to me, so for soul fuel, they all use the same amount. But let's see. Soul coins lands in this which is let's see. Among the vehicle helmet trolls is a narrow slot much similar as advanced soul coins placed in this tumble into the furnace, which is two size small. The war machine's furnace consumes the soul coin instantly. Soul trapped in the coin becomes trapped in the furnace forever. The furnace instead powering the soul machine.
It's
Yep,
like
it also
reading the instructions under his breath, like.
yeah. So yeah, it basically so they all use the same. They all just use soul coins. They all expend the same charge. It's just I guess how long it lasts depends on how many charges the soul coin itself has.
Okay,
Oh,
but
so we
that's
can
not
reuse
dependent.
soul coins?
Hmm?
So, like, we can reuse the soul coins for the vehicle?
Oh no! Once the coin is in the furnace, it's stuck there. It's gone. That soul is stuck in the
Damn.
furnace.
So it's dependent. It's dependent on the individual coin, but not the vehicle.
Yep.
Damn.
So demon grinder it is.
So yep. So again,
If we all actually want the demon grinder.
So I should just to tell you how the soul fuel thing works. So depending on how many charges you have, how many charges the coin itself that you put in has. So if a coin with 1 charge goes in, it's 24 hours. If a coin with 2 charges goes in, it's 48. And if a fully 3 charged coin is slipped into the slot, that's 72 hours. So there you go. And yeah, and Demon Ichor is basically just it's the oil. It's essentially the oil. And it can also, depending on how much Demon Ichor that you put in, it can also boost the vehicle's speed. If you're wanting to boost the speed by about 30 feet. The Demon Grinder's already kind of a fast fella at about 100 feet. So not bad. Not bad in terms of big heavy fella. It also has the most hit points out of it. It's got 200. So, yeah.
So we can beat the shit out of our own car. Got it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
It's a crushing wheel.
We all get out and just start punching the car.
So that means... So, Chuka and Clonk approach you all and are just sort of like... I just sort of pulls out like a ring of like keys. Just sort of they just jingle it. Like ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding ding.
Yep. they're just kind of shaking the keys, and they're just
Oh,
like,
Olga goes for the keys.
and they're like, yeah, go ahead, tell us which one you want. Essentially, they are trying to communicate, and they pick through the key ring. They use the key kind of just to point to which key corresponds to which vehicle, and they point the key out to each of the ones presented to you, and they're like, which one do you want?
We going for the demon grinder?
I say demon grinder. If
I don't mind
they
demon
all have
grinder.
the same fuel shit, hell yeah.
Anybody like what are Willie and Puddles thinking?
Puddles is thinking those all look like very sharp cars.
Really thinks the Demon Grinder is a funny name.
Of course, as God intended.
Willie and Enzo are like, not in the best mood at each other right now, but then they hear Demon Grinder and they both are like,
Hee hee, ahoo hoo hee.
Olga takes the one for the demon grinder, please.
And Chuka and Clunk, they nod happily, like, and they take you to the demon grinder. It looks like it's all ready to go. And they take the keys off of their ring. They put it on a new ring, which at the end of it has like a keychain at the end of it. That's like a fuzzy dice, a pair of fuzzy dice at the end of the key ring.
Aw, cute! She says it as she takes it.
So they're like, well, and they hold out the key, and they're like, take the wheel.
Okay.
Take the wheel.
She nods solemnly.
So they're like, basically they're asking who's going to be the one to drive.
Olga's gimme handing in.
Okay.
Gimme.
Okay, so they hand her the keys.
Woman driver.
Heck yeah.
And so
Enzo might know a lot about the cars, but Olga's the one driving today.
They keep trying to hand it to Enzo. It's just like I think she's driving. Actually, she was like, take the wheel.
Guys, I think it's time. As she takes the keys, there is a puff of light, and she fucking magical girl transforms. Hang on one sec.
Well, I was almost going to do that joke, but there's no Jesus in this world. So. I mean, I guess I could have.
Salute, take the wheel.
I guess.
Take it from my hands.
Sorry. So she put there's a puff and flowers don't come off of her, but it's like the visual of flowers. She got particle effect flowers that fly off of her for a sec.
Oh god!
And her hair is pink, like a bright purplish pink, and she's got like some teal on now, and she like, grins at the others, and she's like, well, "Let's get going."
Puddles desperately. I hope this could be a normal field trip with spring in the way.
Well, he's just like, oh, wowza.
Are you sure that it's actually good for her? You know what?
Olga's already climbing in. Like she's not waiting for them to be like, "Oh, are you sure?" No, she's going in.
Okay.
And honking.
So
looks at Lulu.
Yeah, Billy's following.
I mean, can you drive?
Looks at her trunk.
Yeah, me neither.
And so like holds the door open for Lulu and Puddles and Anais.
You know, Anais has the most soul coins, Puddles won't suggest this, but I'm suggesting this. Anais stole one of their soul coins and should give it back for the car.
Well,
Puddles
speaking of
won't
which,
say that, though.
So you all get into the demon grinder, and yeah, it is as junk heapy as it is on the inside. You know, it has makeshift metal seats inside of it. It's got the makeshift decorations of like what you assume are like the skulls of like other demons that this thing has actually grinded into bits.
Oh my gosh.
You see the driver's seat in front, which Olga has obviously already taken a seat in. So she's already in the driver's seat. On the dashboard of it, you know, you see a steering wheel that are made of two large tusks, essentially, on each side of like the handles of the wheel. And on the dashboard over it, you do kind of see what you can only assume is a comical representation of like an imp in a hula skirt with a bobblehead.
I want to ride in this thing. Why isn't this real?
I feel like Willie pulls out Gargunth and is like, hey, look at our ride!
Oh god, it's been 50 years.
You should really clean out the water that's inside your hats.
Oh, yeah, wait, actually, hold on. And he, like, reaches out can he reach out the side of the car?
Yeah.
He reaches out the side of the car, and he holds his hat, and he just, like, twists it and squeezes it out.
And just water just shoots out the end.
Thank you.
He's like, yep, okay, I'll try now. And he puts his hat back on, and he looks at the Gargunth, and he's like, look at our cool ride! It's called the Demon Grinder!
How did you afford this?
You don't want to know what we had to do.
Sure.
Lots of bullshit chores! And she honks the wheel and revs the engine.
Oh, I'm so excited for spring. This is gonna be fun.
Just, if spring were to hold it longer.
Olga fucking screams in joy.
Puddle's just looking at Lulu now, a little bit less, feeling a little bit less certain about this.
Well, I know you all are excited, but there is the matter of filling up the tank. And she's sort of looking around and
Olga looks at me, like, yeah, that's a good idea. Why don't you wait, they were found out that it was coins, right?
Yep.
Okay, why don't you pop one of them coins you took in there?
a sound enough idea, unless anyone else is willing to give up theirs. And she's rather nonplussed with the expression. She just sort of took one of the soul coins and is just kind of flipping it casually.
Enzo will actually start walking to the dashboard and say, he'll say words. They're really good words.
That's so good. Olga nods.
And so you're just so cool.
He'll say, with all due respect, I'd rather not make a game of will we or won't we, or oh no, I insist, you go ahead with this when it comes to our fuel. So, and he'll take out the coin he got from Maggie, not Ogden's coin, the coin he got from Maggie, and he'll go ahead and put it in the slot. Unless she physically stops him. He's like, we're not gonna play this game, I'm not gonna wait.
Okay, fair enough. And with flipping the coin in her finger and doing a little bit of a flip thing, she flicks the coin. And she flicks her coin from across the room into the soul engine.
Oh, so she
Wait, didn't so now they have 2 coins in there?
beat him to
She beat him to it.
Yeah.
Oh, she just got to do like a cool fucking move and flicked it from a distance.
Yep.
Okay.
You
Oh, I
roll
see.
for that.
Unless you want to roll for that.
Enzo rolls to smack the coin out of the way like, bitch!
It would be sleight of hand. So, compete against her sleight of hand.
Sure.
This is a weird competition right now.
I don't think like
Or
I don't think Enzo would like view it as a competition, but he's like, okay, we have to spend a soul coin. You're not going ahead and doing it, so I am going to go ahead and do it. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna make this a game. So he's not really like he is just going forward and doing it.
I feel like this is a matter of will his hand accidentally bonk it out of the way or not as
Yeah,
he's putting it in.
Like if we're rolling, he is not actively trying to like smack her coin away or anything. This is just if he gets it, then he just put his soul coin in first, and his hand covered the slot.
I was just saying Anais should roll to do this because this sounds like a crazy trick move.
ah, fair enough. Well, okay. So on the words of that. Okay, so retroactively. Okay, so instead of flipping it into the slot, she just does the coin trick between her fingers and then slips her coin or soul coin back into her pocket. As you wish.
Olga honk honk car. She goes for the nearest exit.
So
She
yep. So Enzo
Mad Max.
Yep. So Enzo slides it in. You see the green glow of the engine start to burst for about a moment from inside the glass container of the tube that is kind of the soul engine that's leaking through. You kind of see like the moaning, tortured face of something inside there as it's spinning around, kind of like some like clothes in a washing machine, essentially.
Puddles is staring at that.
But the sound of the engine, you don't really hear anything from it. I mean, not unless you were to literally put your ear against the thing. But, yeah. So you do that. The engine starts whirling and a-churling, and the demon grinder is ready to go.
Olga revs that engine and she's now she drives a little jerkily at first. And she laughs. She's like, "Sorry, I've never driven anything this big." And she kind of gets it moving a little and makes her way to the exit. You know, all actually pretty carefully. You know, she's trying. You know, again, it's like there's a little bit of overcorrecting and like readjusting and adjusting the speed. But once she gets a few feet outside, she guns it and like starts doing sick donuts.
What? Willie's just like, hell yeah!
Oh, merde!
And so like gripping onto one of the chairs, like kind of tightly, like ooh.
Fucking merde!
She stops and revs it a few times and she's like, "All right, what direction are we going?"
Why don't you
She's
ask...
gonna like
Where's the golden elephant?
You okay, Lulu?
I am dizzy.
she starts moving the car again, like she's impatient. She's like starting to go in a direction. She's like, "Tell me which way I gotta turn."
Northeast, if I remember correctly. That's where I think the sword is.
You think? That's but this plane is.
Alrighty.
But this plane is.
She's
ever
ignoring
shifting.
Gargoonth.
There's no way to tell if it's still there. Ah!
She's ignoring Gargoonth. She's heading over. Yeehaw, let's go!
Ah!
Willie's holding on to Gargoon like, it's okay, buddy, I gotcha.
So you all are driving along.
Your old pal Willie's got you stable. He gives the edge of the shield a little kissy.
This is amazing. I love
The
this.
shield
scene
bursts
so
into
much.
flames.
continue on, as a red dust cloud sort of follows behind you as you are just putting pedal to the metal with this thing. Driving along, you hear the little metal shingling of like the wrecking ball outside moving back and forth. The little click-a-clack of the bobblehead is still just sort of click-a-clacking and everything. Despite her putting pedal to the metal, you all are at least at an even enough pace to where it's not like she's not purposely getting bumpy. Much, anyway.
No, she's actually like when she's just going, she's actually keeping it as steady, but keeping up the pace. But she's avoiding avoiding obstacles, trying not to do any too difficult or sudden jerks.
Mm-hmm.
If she does have to make a sudden movement, she'll actually shout out a quick warning.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, she tries to keep it pretty smooth. Yeah, she's being a reckless little shit, but she's still like she doesn't want to kill her friends.
Puddles is gripping her seat like she's ready to die.
So as you continue forward, let's see.
Can I say that Willie plays a little moving along song with his new mandolin?
I'm moving right along.
Moving right along in such a good time. I was thinking either that one or I've had like a very specific song stuck in my head that feels appropriate. Wander over yonder and check out this and that.
Alright, so as you all continue forward in your new Demon Grinder vehicle, just sort of relaxing and vibing, Olga, you do see in the distance, you see a plume of red dust billow in the distance, created by what you can only assume to be another large infernal war machine. Looking closer at it, you can sort of see that some of the crew of those vehicles seem to have large tusks and rat-like heads with goggles on them.
With the squint, she kind of tries adjusting her path to go to kind of give them a wide berth to see how they respond to that.
The opposing Demon Grinder is still going forward towards you.
So they adjusted their path to keep going to her?
Yep. This one seems to like it is purposely trying to ram right into you.
All right. That's exactly what she figures if they keep going towards her, and she looks at the others and she's like, "Hey, we might have to get a little rough with some people."
I got this, and Willie hops his feet. Can Willie go to the front? Okay. Do we have to get out of the car to shoot out of it, or is there like an open front? Like, could someone shoot a spell out of this?
So, how these vehicles work and their weapons. So, of the people who can man the weapons, one person can man a weapon called the Chomper, which are the teeth in front. Another person can man the wrecking ball, and two other people can man the harpoon guns that are on this thing. So, you can pick one of those weapons, or you can open up sort of the hatch on the top. So there is a hatch on top that you can sort of look out and see ahead, essentially. I mean, you'll have to grab the goggles onto the side just so that way you don't get sand in your eye, but yeah. So what is Willie wanting to do?
I was thinking he'd hop out the hatch and pull out Gargunth and be like, "Hey, you think you could make a big wall of fire in front of those fuckers?"
Oh, wait. Oh, oh. Yes.
All right. Olga, get ready to turn once this thing goes sky high.
Everybody buckle up.
Yeah, he's like, let's fucking get him! And he has Gargunth go ham.
So, yep, Gargunth shoots the spell Firewall. So let's see. Or Wall of Fire, I guess. It's called.
Yeah, I specifically want it to be the wall that's like a ring around something. Because I think it would be fun if we trapped them in it.
Alright, so let's see. You do. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the damage that you do to the thing. Because it's still it can't quite stop in time, so it has to basically ram through it and take the damage of whatever it has. So
And before it's revealed, they only wanted to ask directions.
So yeah, that's a good chunk.
That would be funny.
What? Kachunk is here?
So yeah, it's still moving forward and like rattling forward a bit.
Thank
By
you
the
for
way,
laughing.
So some tunes.
Kisses
for
you,
your-
I love you.
So some tunes for your.
Ooh.
Devil Trigger, baby! No, shut up. I need to send the superior version of this song. If you're gonna do this, you need to.
What?
What? It's good Dune Buggy tunes.
Oh no, Dell's
Oh.
sending you a better one.
I'm going to send the better version of
Devil Trigger?
Devil Trigger.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me.
Superior fucking version.
Oh my gosh, I'm clicking that one.
God damn it. Sorry, this mashup makes me lose my shit.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this is fun.
So, anyways, as it's crashing through, you do see the boar-headed fella just sort of come out of his hatch, and it's just sort of like... Let me get his voice ready. So, let me get his visage. So here is Radadraga. So
Good boy.
He's a pig boy.
Big.
Big.
You think that fire can get through me? The great Radadraga and his fearsome and powerful...
Boss, one of the wheels have fallen off.
I'm trying to make my speech. Come on now. Whatever. You all are going down.
Olga's already going straight for him. Can she control the wrecking ball from the driver's seat?
No,
Or
someone
anything?
else is gonna have to man it. But
Alright.
Well, she's going straight for him, and she's like, "Somebody get on the weapons, cause I ain't turning away."
Willie's pointing at Enzo like, you're the closest!
On it! And so we'll go to the first weapon available.
Willie, because he's still poking his
Also-
head out the hatch, is gonna start yelling taunts. Just like, nah. Hey, over here, big pig! Come on!
You dare, Nana? Radadraga?
Even know who you are, buddy!
You dare, Unana Nay?
You dare, Nana? I'm trying to do the best Macho Man Randy Savage impression.
and it hurts. Good thing Radadraga isn't gonna be around much longer.
Anyways, what do you do to beat Radadraga in his fanny?
So you're doing the wrecking ball, right?
Yes. Is it just me that needs to be on the wrecking ball?
Yes. It only requires one person.
Hell yeah, wrecking ball, wrecking ball, wrecking ball!
Now they get to work together to try and maximize wrecking ball damage.
Yes.
Inertia, baby!
Alright, so
She's probably gonna try and do where she gets close and swings the car away to help maximize the damage
Yeah,
that he can
drifts
inflict.
it.
Yeah.
alright. Go ahead and roll to hit.
So what is that? Is that just a straight d20?
Yep, straight normal d20 attack. With the wrecking ball. It has a +9 to hit, by the way.
Oh, a +9?
Yeah, it's a wrecking ball.
That's an 18 then, baby.
Not quite enough to hit the...
Fuck!
Not quite enough to hit the demon grinder.
Never mind, that's
It's
bullshit.
an opposing demon grinder. So you try to hit, and
Wow.
it is, well, unless, I guess it would be with advantage, wouldn't it? Because Olga is helping. So I guess roll again.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh, sweet.
because you said that you're driving to help with the inertia of the ball.
Yeah, so either way, whether they hit or not, she's going to be moving away from the vehicle. So, if they give chase or not, we'll see.
Alright, that's a +9, right?
Yep.
21!
That does it.
Haha!
Okay,
Hell yeah.
Get fucked.
I figure the only ones she can really help with is the
so
grinder in the front and the wrecking ball. The rest is up to you guys.
So yeah, that's with the harpoon guns. So let's see, the damage for the wrecking ball is 8d8 plus 4. So go ahead and roll 8d8 plus 4.
Are you rolling that?
Yep, or I can just go ahead and roll that.
Regardless, I was gonna ask Dice Man to do it anyway.
So let me see, because it's it is a bit. I guess it's also double damage because technically the chomper is the other grinder is an object. So what's 47 times 47 times 2? Oh, 94.
Oh my god.
So you just fucking with the wrecking ball as Radadraga is just going you dare talk down to Radadra, and the wrecking ball just wrecks just a clean circular chunk off of the grinding teeth off the front of this thing. Oh. Shit. Radadraga did not think this through. Radadraga is making many, many bad life choices.
Radadraga can always try to run, and we can chase.
Let it be said that Radadraga never runs from the bullshit that he... Oh no!
So Radadraga tried swinging his own wrecking ball, and it missed.
Okay, in that case, Olga is actually driving away from them at the moment.
Yep.
So they missed, she hit, and she is now moving her vehicle directly away from them.
Yep, so... Okay, so you're going to just keep chasing? Or keep running away?
Leaving.
Yeah, running away.
Do they give chase? That's what I need to know.
Let's see. Let's see how much damage they have accrued. Because this might be something I might have to roll a fellowship roll to do. Let's see. Below 50, they run like cowards. Above 50, they chase like morons.
Run away, bitches!
So, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, after having the front of their car just sort of... Their front of their demon grinder just getting whacked by the giant wrecking ball. Yeah, I mean, they know. They know a lost cause when they see it. They're kind of just like, do you want us to fire our weapons threateningly, boss?
Yes. Go ahead
Olga?
and fire very threateningly in their direction.
Olga, upon noticing they have not given chase, slams the brakes and drifts the car to turn directly back towards them and holds down the horn to make that honk and starts charging at them.
No, okay, never mind. No warning shot.
No warning shot!
Never mind.
Radatraka and his crew just drive the fuck off.
Amazing.
Olga does, for the record, she gives chase for a little bit, but then slows down and lets them get away, and then she she lets the car slow to a more leisurely pace, and she's like, "Phew, that was quite a time." And she turns back towards the direction they were supposed to go, and she's like glancing at the others, like, "What'd you think?"
Wowza.
I hate cars.
It just says, remind me to never drive against you.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not. I'm normally I drive smaller vehicles. Well, actually, I haven't driven in a while though. This is actually really nice now that I've gotten the hang of it.
Where did you learn to drive? And I would like to speak to them.
Oh, a lot of people.
That does not
We
give me
were
much
very
confidence.
drunk.
That gives me no confidence at all.
Oh no, wait, we weren't drunk. We were high. That's what it was. Anyway,
Wait, what?
And that's where we'll end it.